All right. Can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Brandon Perez, and I'm a junior studying advertising.
So where were you when you heard about the election results? Or when did you hear about the election results?
So I heard about the election results from a notification on my phone on this news app that I have, and I was actually in bed. I wasn't, just because of the climate of the election, the night of the results, I wasn't trying to watch anything, so I figured I'd learn about it the next day, and so I was in bed, and yeah.
Okay. What was your immediate reaction to hearing about the results of the election?
Surprised, shocked. Did not turn out how I thought it was going to turn out.
What kind of emotions or feelings were you experiencing? Maybe the night of or the day after?
Yeah. I felt unsettled and unsure about things going forward, like almost not sure if I was entitled to feel afraid or if I was just gonna be overreacting if I did that. So
When you say, like, were you entitled to feel afraid, like, where is that fear coming from?
I guess knowing that in some ways I do have just certain privileges based on where I come from and things like that. I don't know if I felt like I was among the people who had a right to be afraid. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, how have maybe you as a minority person or people around you been affected by the election?
Yeah. I kind of give my reaction. I know that a lot of people that I know that are ethnic minorities, they've had reactions in the realm of fear or just being, again, similar, unsure, surprised, shocked, afraid. I know that a lot of us have been asking questions like, okay, what's next? What does this mean? What are the actual effects? We've been hearing a lot of hype, but like, what is actually going to happen? And for me and for us, I think that is one of the scary things, that you don't know what is just hype and what is going to actually turn into reality. Because a lot of things right now we've heard are just like, well, they're just talk right now, just like every election, right? They talk about all these things that they're going to do, and people talk about what's going to happen, but now it's post-election, and we're kind of like, okay, so what's actually going to happen?
I guess what types of people or who have you talked to about the election in terms of maybe different minorities or ethnic backgrounds or sexualities or religions? Like, what kinds of people have you been talking to?
Okay. I know I talked with my parents who are also Puerto Rican, like I am. I've talked with friends of like the same faith that are Christian than I am, other college students and friends. I'd say overall I've talked more with people, minorities of color, and less with, white people. I don't know why that is, but yeah, I feel like I've felt more open to talk with it, just with people of color, because there's been similar sentiment. So I don't know if you're looking for races. I've had friends that are, I've had black friends, I've had Asian friends, I've had friends that are biracial or multiracial.
Have those friends given different responses to the election, whether it's people from faith communities or people of different ethnicities?
Yes. So of my friends, I've had, I feel like I've had across the board, really. I've had some friends that are like very, very in an emotional state, like, I don't know what to do, this is scary, this is threatening to me and my family and my friends and people I care about. I've had friends that are, even my friends that are minorities, that have said, I voted Republican, I don't get what's the big deal, I think this is a lot of hype, and So I feel like I've had friends across the board, and I feel like the people who are, of the ones I've talked to, that are most outspoken are the ones who feel fear and feel like the election didn't turn out how they wanted. I feel like those have been the most outspoken, and I feel like those who, well, the election went in their favor, I think I've heard much less from those people. I feel like they're much more reserved to talk and share.
So how have your feelings or responses to the election changed almost a month removed from the results of the election? Or how are they similar or different?
Yeah, they're similar in the sense that I'm still like, okay, what's next? What's going to remain is just myths and hype, and what's going to actually come to fruition of this election. So that's been similar. Also, after the election, there was a lot of hostility, a lot of division, and I experienced a lot of it. So, I mean, some of it face-to-face with people, but a lot of it over social media, where people are saying things all the time. And I feel like since the election, now that it's a month later, that some of that has settled. And I think there were a lot of just emotional reactions on social media, which I think to some extent is okay. But now I think people are just kind of sitting in this in-between time of, okay, you know, my emotions are being further processed, but I still don't know what's going to happen. So.
Are there any last things that you want to share about your response to the election, or the people around you and their response to the election?
I don't know. I feel like a lot of us have been observing a lot of different things. I don't know. I think a lot more listening needs to happen, and that's not an easy thing because, you know, we want to listen to respond to people, and we want to listen to prove our point, but it's not an easy thing to listen when the other person's viewpoint just doesn't make sense. It's like, how could you get here? And that's even been hard for me, having disagreements within my own family. But I think even for minorities, I'm just gonna tell it like it is. Like we get like if in whatever minority you identify with, whether it's ethnically or in your sexuality or gender or whatever, like it is like you definitely have a right to react and be angry and do those things. But I think if we want to get somewhere, we have to learn to not dismiss those emotions, but just process them and then dialogue. Because otherwise, I don't see us moving forward. But I don't know. I'm like everybody else. I don't know that much, and I'm just kind of waiting to see what happens. So, yeah.
All right.
Thank you very much. Yeah.